Hey, what's going on everybody? Brando Free-to-Play back on my free-to-play account, and for today's video we are going to go ahead and attempt to complete challenge stage number 5 for the Dream Witch hero. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now for this stage I am going to attempt it on auto. I'm going to be using a team that was recommended by one of my top commenters, God Linux. So let's get into it. So the boss is going to be Night Raven. We also have to deal with a Harpy and Strix. Not more than one hero can die. Must use Dream Witch. Must use our own Jade Worm. Okay, and Dream Witch must survive. So those are the rules. So let's go ahead and attempt this with the one of the recommended teams, which is Death Knight, Prima Donna, and Tracker. So let's go, and we are going to put it on full auto. Alright, so I can kind of see why this team in general would be fairly effective. Number one, you have pretty much 4 ranged characters that can deal damage, which is Dream Witch, the Jade Worm, and Tracker. Prima Donna deals a little bit of damage, and then you have your melee tank, which is your Death Knight. Really good to have. So round 1 done. On to the next round. So round 2, and look at all that damage that Death Knight is taking. But this is something, if you guys are aware of it or not, but Death Knight has the highest health pool of all the free-to-play heroes. So he can soak up quite a bit of damage. He doesn't have the highest defense or magic defense, but he does have a lot of health points. So when it comes to attacks or enemies that deal a bunch of pockets of damage, but a lot of damage, he's pretty good at that. When it comes to enemies that deal a percentage-based amount of damage, that is where Death Knight will probably take the most amount of damage, as all tanks probably would, but you'd see much bigger drops, or at least higher numbers, right? So right here, Death Knight should revive. The only bad thing is, okay, we lost the worm, but our Death Knight did revive. Dream Witch is being targeted a little bit. We need to make sure she survives, and she did not. That is unfortunate, right? So because the auto team didn't work for us this time around, right, I'm going to go ahead and use a different team, one that I have used in the past, right? So instead of Death Knight and Tracker, I'm going to put in Child of Light and Snow Queen. So this is going to be how the team's going to look, all right? And there's a couple reasons why I am choosing it to do it this way. Number one, Child of Light. He is probably one of the best heroes to use in these stages, mainly because he is a very strong tank, and his ultimate is a 5-second stun, right? So it is a very powerful skill to use. Snow Queen, on the other hand, is a ranged magic damage dealer, but her ultimate is, if I'm not mistaken, is also a 5-second freeze. So that 5-second freeze comes in super handy in a lot of different scenarios, right? So I'm going to use it here once the stun wears off. The stun wore off. So the only downside with Snow Queen's ultimate ability is that it's in a straight line. It is not a circular attack, but because it is a straight line, it is able to hit even the back line enemies most of the time, right? I have not needed to use the Prima Donna heal, So here, one of the things that I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to attempt to try to essentially stun lock that Night Raven. Because, as you guys are going to notice, he is able to deal a considerable amount of damage very quickly, right? That is kind of his bread and butter, right? So, got to keep him frozen, okay? Let's see, once the freeze wears off, there it is. Long duration stun, it's got to heal. Okay, so this is where it's going to get a little scary, right? Because he is going to not... Okay, there it is. I need to make sure that he gets a stun and a long duration stun. So we are actually pretty fortunate that he did not use his ultimate ability. That would not have been good. And he is down, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up the remaining reinforcements that come up. Right? Let's go ahead and just deal damage and destroy the last little bit of these guys. Last one, and this stage is complete. Yeah, pretty easy. You just have to stagger the stuns and not to override them. So yeah, Child of Light, Snow Queen, Prima Donna. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. See ya!